Hello, everybody, and welcome to the VooPlayer Q&A weekly webinar call. We're going to get started here in just a couple of minutes, but before we do, if you will be kind enough just to confirm that you can hear my voice as well as see my screen, which should say VooPlayer Q&A on it, and then we can get started. Just type in the chat box that audio and video are okay. Thank you. Alrighty. Hello, Dean. Hello, Ray. It looks like we're getting AOKs on both audio and video, so we can just go ahead and get started. Firstly, a brief introduction. My name is Peter, and I am the product manager of VooPlayer, and we are holding these weekly Q&A sessions in order to answer any questions which you may have, also to provide training on advanced features, collect feedback from you guys as users so we can keep improving VooPlayer, and also to showcase new stuff that we've been working on. The format is fairly simple. At any time that you have a question, or if you came with some questions prepared, just drop them in the chat box, and then we can start answering those in the order that they come in. So again, just feel free to type out any questions which you may have in the chat box, so we can start answering them. Side note, the production release, which was scheduled for today, did not go out. We've identified a bug in the testing stage on the staging environment, and we prevented that from going out. So that's probably going to be rolling out in the next couple of days. I think we managed to quarantine that bug, and we're going to release the new version of the app tomorrow. So there's going to be a slight delay on that. And with that in mind, unfortunately, there's not anything new that's been released that I can showcase today. So really looking forward to the questions so that we can get the conversation going on anything that you may need help with. Also, I just wanted to check to see if any questions have been asked on Facebook group, where you can submit questions prior to the webinar. No questions have been asked today with regards to the VooPlayer. Here's Norm with a question. Any news/progress on an integration with Camtasia to be able to share directly from Camtasia to VooPlayer? No, we haven't facilitated that integration yet, nor are we planning to do that in any immediate future. As far as the integrations go in the cycle of things that we're planning for 2018, that's probably going to be sometime in June when we're going to start reconsidering all of the new integrations which we want to facilitate. Thus far, with regards to screen sharing applications, we are leaning much more towards supporting integration for online platforms such as Loom and other sites like that that allow you to post videos online rather than uploading directly from within the application from Camtasia. It's certainly a great integration to have, and a lot of value that can be attributed to that. Unfortunately, we haven't had with the exception of Norm, anybody requesting that, meaning that the value provider would be kind of concentrated on just a couple of people, which doesn't necessarily pay out. So the recommended approach there remains: export your videos and then upload them to VooPlayer via the website. All right, so let's see. VJ is asking what is in the new release coming out this week. Several performance enhancements, as well as a couple of bug fixes that we've identified on the last webinar, as well as independently throughout the application. Nothing major in regards to new features. Just some fixes and some feedback from the webinar that's been integrated, as well as ongoing performance enhancements. Ray is asking, you have stopped the old configuration I have been using for the last 2 years. I was using just to place my videos on my WordPress site. The price is much higher now, and I need to know if it's worth it to me now. So Ray is an old VooPlayer user coming in from the old application, or what we're referring to as V3 application. The current version of the application is V4, so we can just for a second discuss some of the implications of migrating from V3 to V4 and what that means. I'm just going to hand over to help.vooplayer.com just to pull up some information with regards to licenses. So Ray, I'm not sure, but if you were on a paid subscription, meaning that you were charged on recurring basis in V3, that means that you are automatically becoming a VooPlayer V4 enterprise user, meaning that you're not going to have any additional payments aside from your subscription from V3, meaning that you're going to have all of V4 features enabled by default, and your account is going to be completely free of charge. However, if in V3 you were if you were charged automatically in V3, then you have zero additional cost for utilizing V4, and you're on the highest license which we have, which is the enterprise license, meaning that everything is unlocked and you have full access to everything. So basically all you need to do is just head over to the migration page. So I'm just current accounts and migration, I believe so. I didn't click on that. Yeah, so if just skim through the information, which might be beneficial to you, because when you start migrating your account, you're gonna have a couple of options for migrating all of your videos from V3 to V4, also without charge and so on and so on, making that transition a little bit easier. But it just in case anybody is interested, so Ray was a recurring subscription customer in V3, which means that in V4 version of VooPlayer, he's just going to have everything free of access as sort of a grandfathered in deal. However, if somebody who was in V3 previously was a lifetime customer, meaning that they got charged only once, 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, that means that they are also going to have the ability to migrate to VooPlayer, again, free of charge, and also migrate all of their videos to the new version of VooPlayer free of charge. However, they will be on the Pro license. So the difference between the Pro license and the Enterprise license mainly revolves around the utilization of bandwidth and storage, which are recurring costs on our end. So we need to make sure that all of the licenses are supporting those costs that are incurring due to bandwidth consumption, as well as storage, which was previously not the case in V3, which did not have cloud network delivery as well as cloud storage. So that's kind of why the difference is. If somebody paid once, then we have monthly fees on our end for that customer, which is why we need whoever is on enterprise license to be a recurring customer. Steve, note, I haven't been in VooPlayer for a while, so I'm not up to date. However, square videos with black bars at the top and bottom with text in seems to be becoming popular in Facebook. Can this be produced in VooPlayer? Yeah, of course. So let me do an example of that. Why not? If no other questions come in, we can dedicate some time to this. So let me just pull up a testing environment so we can have somewhere to play this video. .com/test and Menards. So here I have a testing WordPress environment, and let me pull up VooPlayer as well. Give me a second. So I'm just going to come in here and just create a new post for which we're going to test this. So it's going to be a square video post. Why not? And here's where we're going to have it. So I have a few videos, and basically you can make any video behave in that way. So let me just make sure that I don't have anything really weird on these videos before I go ahead with the demo for this. All right, so I'll use this video with the light bulb here. So basically, for any LoopLayer video, you can do this. So you would just come over here to publish options for that video, and that generates the embed code which you are placing on your website anywhere. So to accommodate for video being squared or any other aspect ratio and orientation which you may have, we recently actually introduced an option for customizing the embed code in order to accommodate how you want it to be played, which is called custom aspect ratio and orientation. So if I toggle that option on, I'll have a couple of aspect ratio options to choose from, one of which is square, but I can also choose 4:3, the aspect ratio using theaters, as well as widescreen, and so on and so on. But for our purposes, it's going to be pretty straightforward, so I'm just going to choose square. So if I just grab this embed code now and just paste it over here on this web page, and I'm just going to hit publish. And open up that video. So we'll see that that video is now playing as a squared player. So you have the black and the black top and the black bottom of the player, which you can customize further. So if I come back to this video and just add some text on top of it, so let's just I'll come here and just add an overlay as a simple way of adding text. So I'll just come here to create a new overlay for this video, and we'll slam this up on top. So I'll just change it to an annotation style overlay, and I won't use this, but I will bring it up top. And so it's going to be on the top of the video, and for the content of the video, you can customize this however you want. Insert HTML, insert images, insert text. I'm just going to make it a little bit larger, just so it's a little bit more obvious. Something like that, maybe make it a little bit more. Do I have, maybe just bold it a little bit. And let's just say that's sufficient for now. So I'm just going to save the overlay. Oops, a key thing that I missed to do there is to indicate the duration of this overlay. So I'm just going to come back over here to edit it, and I'll say this overlay is going to last from, let's say, second 2 to second 20. So you can interchange the text that's showing, so you can have multiple overlays in multiple positions across the video, and you can have any number of them which you want for forever what duration. So you can have one on top, one on bottom, one on the left side, appearing at different times. You can add interaction to those elements by customizing this content and making it linkable, or inserting images, or allowing people to close it. Basically, tons of customizations which you can do this. So, but just for the basic setting, let's just update that overlay. I'll go ahead and save it. So I'll come back over here to this page where we've published it. So once it's ready to be played, in second 2, we should have this overlay come up, and then depending on what I decided to do with it, I can, I don't know, customize, as I said, further appearance of it. I can add links to it, and so on and so on. So hopefully that kind of explains that. With regards to adding any sort of text or elements or interactivity or styling, additional graphics, full HTML support, so you can insert videos, web pages in these overlays, whatever, doesn't matter. But basically all of that is accomplished through through interactive overlays and annotations. Whereas if you want to force videos to be played in square or any other aspect ratio when you are generating the embed code for that video, you would basically just select the option for custom aspect ratio and orientation and adjust it however it's needed. So hopefully that answers that question. Ray, I take that back. It seems I have an account designated account Pro plus Pro. What does this mean for my migration? To be honest with you, I would have to look into that. I've joined the team and started leading the direction on it with V4, so I'm not 100% sure about everything that was going on with V3. To be honest with you, last time we reviewed that, there was 19, 20 different license combinations which were available to users, and it was all a bit of a mess, which is why we were aiming to streamline all of that in V4 with just 2 licenses, Pro and Enterprise. But in V3, there's Pro Gold, there's Pro Standard, and so on and so on. So a lot of different scenarios which can come out of that. Ray, the best option you may have is to contact us at support@woolplayer.com, so that way we can pull up your account directly from our administration suite and provide a little bit more of a meaningful answer. I see a keyword here. Got the message. Standard licenses retiring. Thank you for using WooPlayer. We have released our new. Yeah, so that's probably one of those scenarios which I've mentioned. That there's a lot of different ones, and if memory recollects me, I believe the standard licenses were happening from one or maybe 2 scenarios. One being that if somebody was a recurring customer and then their subscription has been canceled, and they got downgraded to the standard license, basically meaning they got the account for free, not paying their subscription anymore, meaning that those standard licenses are fully discontinued and will not be migrating over to V4. But to answer your question with regards to whether the new version is worth it, there's a lot of stuff that's in here that was never present in V3. As I mentioned, the main difference being the bandwidth and the storage, which are now on a much more serious and scalable infrastructure, allowing for better performance of the videos, not to mention the ability to customize your videos much more than you were previously, leverage significantly larger amount of marketing features than you were previously, a couple of completely new modules for video for further optimization of video in your marketing efforts, for being able to create interactive funnels in which users answer questions in your video and so on. Just a lot of new stuff. So just make sure, Ray, to go over to, as I said, to help.woolplayer.com and just pull up license information article or migration articles and scroll through those. And this kind of gives a neat overview of everything that's changed from V3 to V4. So everything that has a new on it is indicated as a new feature, and a lot of stuff has been added. And I think this article is a little bit outdated. There's even more stuff that we've been working on since the release of V4. So a lot of stuff has been improved in V4, as well as a lot of new stuff has been added, basically making it really worth it to get an account now. We're still significantly underpriced in comparison to some major competition, namely Wistia and Vimeo, basically looking to undercut that market a little bit. But in 2018, we will definitely be looking at increasing that pricing. Of course, not for the existing users, but for the new users coming in. So if anything, we're currently significantly undervalued on our pricing. So now is pretty good time to get an account. All right, so let's see, Steve. Glad I could help. VJ, how would you embed Dead Square video with overlay in Facebook? You could not. You can't embed HTML5 videos in Facebook with a couple of exceptions, namely YouTube or Vimeo videos. So Facebook is doing this for security reasons, meaning that allowing videos to be played or on their timeline requires trusted sources, and basically they currently trust only Vimeo and YouTube. So poor little VooPlayer or even Wistia, you cannot embed videos to be played in the Facebook timeline. However, you are still able to embed those videos on your pages, on the tabs on your pages. I'm not even sure how Facebook works anymore. A lot of the stuff changes there. But you're able to embed stuff on anywhere where you can embed HTML content on Facebook. You can embed VooPlayer's videos in the same ways by grabbing that embed code and pasting it in there. As far as how we are supporting playing VooPlayer videos, sharing VooPlayer videos rather across social networks. Basically, we are generating images. So let me come back over here to the application. So when I come over here, and I'll go back over here to settings, options, and I'll pull social and SEO settings a feature. And here I can see how my video is going to look like when it's shared across social networks. So I can customize the headline, why not, and the description of the text which is going to be shared, as well as which image is going to show as preview, any tags I want, and also I can turn on SEO optimization, but more on that some other time. So basically, this is the preview that someone's going to see on Facebook. So basically what I can do is customize the appearance of my post as it will look like, and you can provide your own images, provide your own headlines and descriptions. So this is my setup. So basically, when I come over here to publish, I have two options over here. The first one is I can grab this share link, and this is going to be my link, and I can share it on Facebook, and that will generate that post with that image. Of course, I can just embed this player somewhere on my website, and then I can share on Facebook that URL directly to that page. So those are kind of your options. But playing the VooPlayer video on the Facebook timeline is I don't see that happening in the near future, unless Facebook seriously decides to change its policies, which I don't believe will happen. All right, so Norm is saying, I used to host my videos on Dropbox and OneDrive and then link with VooPlayer. Now it seems like it's better to actually host on VooPlayer. So I haven't tried this, but is there a way to do a bulk upload from Dropbox, OneDrive folder to, or do I have to load from my computer? Is there a option to scan subfolders on a folder, or upload to find all videos in subfolders? Or is that's a pretty specific question? And yeah. So a couple of things there. First thing to note is that for anybody who's new to VooPlayer or has been using VooPlayer for a while may know is that the option to create videos is kind of what sets VooPlayer apart from competition. So aside from the option of uploading files directly from your computer, you can also link to them from any major video provider or from hosting providers such as Dropbox, OneDrive, Google Drive, as well as I said, video providers, YouTube, Vimeo, and so on. So that's kind of what we're referring to as hybrid hosting. Now, hybrid hosting has its advantages because it means that you're not restricted by storage, but then you're in that way we're streaming through that link, so the connection there is slightly slower, and you're missing out on some features which are only available on uploaded files. So for example, a huge advantage of uploaded files is the ability to secure your videos from being downloaded. And even if somebody manages to download your videos, it'll be pretty much impossible to decrypt those videos in order to play them. So basically, uploading your video makes it pretty no one has yet been able to download a video successfully and decrypt it. So we're pretty confident that it's if not the best, one of the best securities currently available for securing video content online. So that's a huge advantage of that. And also you're also leveraging the capabilities of the cloud delivery networking platform. So uploading videos is definitely a good option that guarantees performance as well as security of your videos. Now, with regards to uploading the videos en masse, you have a couple of options. So the first option is to, oops, let me just pull that back up. So the first option you have is just to drag and drop files from your computer over here, and that way you can just initiate the upload of the files that you drag over from your computer. Now, I don't think that supports subfolders, et cetera. Maybe one of the things for us to consider in the future. And we also don't have an integration where you can directly connect to your Dropbox account and just pull videos from there. It'll be kind of extensive to do that. So the best bet you have is to kind of consolidate all of your video files in one place and then start uploading them as you can, or keep nagging us to add Dropbox support. I can see benefits of that. So currently supported providers for importing from external sources are Vistia, Vimeo, and previous VooPlayer. So basically when I select Vimeo, I can just authorize my application to use, VooPlayer to use my Vimeo account, but it will be great if you could also connect to Dropbox and then select folders which you want to upload. But that's a pretty one-off use case, which not a lot of people, as many as Vistia and Vimeo, have. So I don't know if we would be willing to go to such great lengths to provide support of that kind. I think the best bet there is, Norm, to consolidate all of your videos in one location on your hard drive and start uploading them. Otherwise, you're also more than welcome to continue importing them from Dropbox and OneDrive by not drag and dropping them, by providing URLs. And you can also import character separated values file, CSV, and that will just import all of the links which you have. So that's also a good resource to know. VJ is saying, I read somewhere that OneDrive doesn't work with VooPlayer. Can you confirm that it does work? Yes, I can confirm that it does work. I think if you give me a second, I can pull an example. Let me look it up really quickly. Let's see. OneDrive. Google Drive. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to find that. I think I found one from Norm, actually. So I don't know if Norm is okay with. So I think this is a OneDrive video. So let me just pull it up. So here's a video that's hosted on OneDrive, I think on SharePoint. So here's that video. So basically what I'm going to do is just take that link, come over here to VooPlayer, a new video by URL, and validate it. So that way we know that the video from OneDrive is going to work in VooPlayer. Now it would be much nicer to, as I said, expand that integration as well as with Dropbox, as well as with OneDrive and so on, that you're able to actually come over here to VooPlayer and say, hey, I want to upload a file, but I don't want to upload it to a VooPlayer server. I want to upload it to Dropbox or to OneDrive. So there's really a lot of integrations which we could facilitate, but a lot of them are well, all of them are going to be directed by users' intent and the feedback that we get. So we haven't had this discussion in a while, but it's definitely something that's worth considering. The more people ask about it, the more we're going to support that. As I said, a big ongoing effort that's going to, well, not an ongoing effort, but a big effort that's going to encompass all of the integration improvements which we're planning for WooPlayer, both for marketing needs such as autoresponder integrations and automation integrations, as well as storage integrations. That whole effort is coming in June of 2018. Ray is asking, what is the security level if the video is hosted on YouTube? 0. We provide no performance, no security, no playback guarantees whatsoever if you are choosing to host your videos anywhere else. Basically, because we are not the ones responsible or even capable of maintaining those streams from the links which you provide. Those links could change at one point. The way that they work could change, and so on and so on and so on. So basically, the externally hosted option it provides no guarantee on performance and has no additional security from our end. So basically, if you are concerned with security or performance, your only bet is uploading a file directly to WooPlayer. Norm, yeah, it will be great to upload from, I'm on a slow connection, and it would greatly improve the experience to have direct authorization in those accounts. Yep, absolutely. I'll note it down as feedback on our integrations task list, and we'll prioritize it accordingly once that big batch of tasks comes along. All right, cool. Let's see. I don't see any other questions. I'm going to start wrapping it up. If anybody has an outstanding question which they would like answered, now will be a good time. So I want to thank you, everybody, for joining today and for asking a lot of great questions. It's been a productive discussion, so it's going to help us continue improving WooPlayer. Hopefully, we'll see you next week as well, so we can share our progress, as well as provide some sort of a summation on everything that we've discussed this week. All right, so let me just check once more. All right, no questions. All right, thank you, everybody, once again, and hope to see you next week. Bye.